Welcome, Tom.
Mike.
AM.
In the PM.
HUDRadio.com. We're live from the BMW of Atlantic City studios like we are every Wednesday night. BMW Atlantic City, we're off exit 17 of the Parkway. Find them online, BMWofAtlanticCity.com. Every Wednesday night. We are brought to you by our certified public accountant. Make them yours. You got about a week left, if that. You can always get your extension like the big dog does here, but
got to get your asses in gear.
Got to get in gear. Get your asses in gear. Get over to Gibson Mayer LLC. Find them on the web, GibsonMayer.com. Tom Arnone, Michael Mataraki, Sean Redden, Rob Povey on the ones and twos. We're live on YouTube video. We're live on Facebook video. The best in the business. This is what we do. All right, you can go listen to Sean Brace at Philly Influencer because he's freaking clueless, and their live streams suck. All right, I just want to throw that out there. Like, you're going to do it in your living room, babe. I remember my first time. And stop, like, using I on social media. Like, your station's social media account isn't for you to put I in. Like, I've been doing this a long time. And people might think when I talk like I'm an I guy, right? But the more you know me, I'm not an I guy. And not at one point at any post on ATD Radio ever have I put I in a post, in a caption.
No,
all right?
You're a wee guy.
Okay? So, Fox 29 stinks, too. Sean Brace stinks. Philly Influencer stinks. And if you're listening to any of them or following them, stop. Because anybody who signs off on a caption, Tony, stop following them. My public service announcement for the fan, by the fan. We're here. We're going to be talking about prostitution rings. Cheerleading prostitution rings later on in the show. Coastal Carolina.
It's actually a serious topic. But we're going to get into it.
20 girls suspend their entire cheerleading team at Coastal Carolina, suspended, not only for prostitution ring, for buying beers for minors, and paying other students for homework. The only thing I can wrap my head around is paying other students for homework. I got zero issues with that. Get through how you get through. Then we had Boomer Sooner over the weekend, where the former head coach's daughter and a former player are in a prostitute. They were running their own little pimp and hoe. You know what I mean? Little pimp and hoe is
that's
Boomer Sooner. It's crazy. I thought it was a joke.
Running a two-man weave.
Yeah. Ball. You know that one from playing football.
Actually, that might be
tip drill.
That was going to say, you bastard! You took it right out of my hands. Tip drill.
Oh man.
Oh, that's great.
I was going to do a video last night showing my love for a certain media company that I thought for a little bit that I was going to that we would take shots at here, the one stool, right? So I was going to do a video last night saying, Portnoy, I just want to feel you inside. Just a tip. Just want to feel what Barstool feels like. You know what I mean? I didn't do it. So I figured I'd mention it here. Michael Mataraki is leaving us. All right. He's going to Mobile, Alabama.
WMLB, right. Channel 12.
Roll Tide. Roll Tide. The love that this guy got for a lie. It was unbelievable.
Wait. Hold on. It wasn't a lie.
I could have been on a real post and not got that kind of love.
Yeah. It wasn't a lie. People just seem to forget that Saturday happened to be April 1st. And there was a very elaborate April Fool's Day ruse that took place. And certainly was helped along by the fact that you and one Mr. Brodo also liked the post. So there was no dead giveaway. Of course, our boy the Duke had to chime in early on and throw what he thought was a wrench into the works. But
he's a wrencher.
Not so much.
He kept going too. He was everybody that commented congratulations. He replied, "Are you an idiot?" He's clearly lying.
Well, he's here right now saying, "What's up, my dogs? Mike, how's Alabama treating you?" Bob Sabatura talking about our poll question. We'll get into it in a second, but just to respond to him, he's talking about the game itself and excitement of the crowd. And
I like it.
We'll keep moving. We'll talk about the NFL draft. It's a few weeks away. A2D Radio will be over there Thursday, bringing you all the coverage early on, too. I'm expecting to get over to around 12 o'clock, talk to the people, the masses out there, and engage them. This is our coming out party. If you didn't know us, now you do. And when I run the steps like Rocky later on in the night and I demand for Goodell to let us in, that's a story for another day. We'll talk about the draft, the strategy, possible first and second round targets. We'll get into that throughout the show. But it is heavy baseball. It is opening week of baseball, the most exciting time of the year for us all baseball junkies, which all of us in the house are. Even our producer, Robbie, big-time baseball junk. All right, we'll talk about MLB Opening Day. We'll give some predictions, division winners. We'll even give an early World Series prediction, which is always a good time because we'll all be wrong. And that's going to be brought to you by the Sports Outlet. Find them on the web, sportsoutletinc.com. But our main topic is everything Phillies. We're watching the game right now. We'll give you live reaction as the game's going on. But our poll question brought to you by Scanzano Sports. Find them on the web, scanzanosports.com. What is your favorite part of opening day at Citizens Bank Park? Tailgating, player intros, the Navy leapfrogs, or just simple, just the game itself. And that's what Bob comes in, Sabatura, and he's saying, hey, I'm just excited for the crowd, the game itself. Let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. A2D Radio is where you can find us. We'll answer all your questions. You got questions? Bring them to us. For the fan, by the fan. We're going to answer. So, gentlemen, right into the poll question. What's your favorite part of opening day at Citizens Bank Park?
Well, baseball is a long season. I mean, and everybody loves the game. If you love baseball, obviously you love the game, the whole atmosphere of being at the stadium, the smell of the peanuts. If you're familiar with the Phillies, you got the one guy that walks around with the parrot, Miller Lye, you know. But opening day, it's about the tailgate. I mean, there's so many festivities. There's bands. There's free beer. There's tons of women. And
yeah.
But it's definitely.
Well, which kind? Like Coastal Carolina cheerleading women, or just women in
probably
general?
all different sorts. Yeah. But now opening day, I think it's more.
Show your wallet.
It's more about the festivities than the actual game itself on opening day.
I agree with that. For one day of the year, it's about all the extra.
Well,
and after that, it's over.
It's amazing too how when you go down to opening day, like people don't even care if they lose.
Exactly.
Like if it was a fun day and you see a good ball game, everybody goes home happy. Especially with it being on a Friday this year too, it's tremendous.
Yeah,
and I think Velasquez is on the bump, right?
He'll go 4.
Yes. Yeah, so we'll see 4 strong. I'm about to say we'll see 4 strong. Although
Duble's got to wear that. Wear that. It's my son. He's not wearing pitches.
Although the 16K game came early in the year last year.
I just listen. I'm gonna put this out, and then I'll tell you my answer to the poll question. And I know we're gonna get into this later, but this is we'll segue into it. But Gomez, stop. Just stop with the closer.
100%.
Stop with the closer stuff. I need my closer to have strikeout stuff. My closer cannot be a contact guy. The last 3 outs of the game are your hardest 3 outs you'll ever get in 9 innings of baseball, right? From all us baseball guys, right, Robbie? You know, that's the hardest part of the game is them last 3 outs. Why do I want my closer to be a goddamn contact guy? Oh, Tony! Hey, Tone. Just crushed your entire company, but that's fine. You're probably a great guy. I just don't like your boss.
He is a great guy. I kind of feel bad that he's stuck with that crumb.
Tony Catello, great guy. Nick Pacone, great guy. Sean Brace, a hack, a crumb, and a fraud. Just keeping it real with the people.
There it is.
Right? He cares about himself. You think he cares about Philly influence? Would you stop it? Would you stop it? He cares about seeing that ugly mug on Fox 29 telling you stuff we already know. All right? Come one-on-one with me, I'll bury you. Just like you had to block me on the book. Grown men don't block other grown men. If you can't handle the heat, you got into the wrong business. Really. Take shots at me all day. I might go upstairs and cry, pat a little bit, but at the end of the day, we'll wake up tomorrow coming hot. I don't know why I'm like ripping them right now. I just despise him so much.
Speaking of coming in hot,
oh,
the Navy leapfrogs are the thing for me, man. Like
you would be a leaper.
Well, from somebody who
I don't know what that meant, but
wrong with it.
Somebody who's jumped out of airplanes a few times.
Have you?
I have, yeah.
I would never do it.
Dude, it's badass.
Is it? I can never do it.
Yeah.
I don't even like taking off. I mean,
you know,
you tell me to jump.
Seriously, one of these days I'll actually get you the video and we can put it on the A2D site because it's ridiculous. Like when you tandem jump with a guy and then they actually assign another guy
threesome
with a helmet on his or with a camera on his helmet, basically just to jump alongside of you and film it the whole way down. It's unbelievable.
I couldn't do it, boys. I mean, like I said, I get anxiety just taking a flight to Florida, Dominican, wherever I'm going. I get anxiety big time. Like I write wills out. I call my dad if something happens. A2D is yours. Not knowing what you're going to do with it, but it's yours.
well, the crazy thing about it is, I go to – is that down?
Oh, no, it's foul.
I go to Cherry Hill Mall, and I go up on the second floor, and I'm like looking over the rail like, Ugh. But roller coasters, Ferris wheels, stuff like that, I'm all
I can
good.
do all that
See,
stuff.
that's my thing.
You put me on a plane, I want the window seat. Jumping out of the plane was a different story. Because when that door opened and it was my turn, it was literally like I was creeping towards the door. And I knew I had to shoot, so I was good. But you're creeping towards the door, and then all of a sudden they give you like the 3, 2. I didn't even wait for 1. I was like 3, 2, and I was gone.
I might throw up. It's going to come back into the plane.
That's my thing. I'm afraid of height, terrified of heights.
Me too.
I don't do Ferris wheels. Nothing that's going to stop me up there. But if I could go up
and come right back down,
I'm cool. But I feel like skydiving, like that's got to feel like the longest time of your life.
Really? Seriously?
Coming down, yeah.
Seriously. And then I got to think like, Like, when I first jump, is this going to work?
God forbid, yeah.
I can't do it. But talking about the poll question, what's your favorite part of opening day at Citizens Bank Park?
Yeah,
I'm going to go game itself for me.
I dig that. I mean, for me, it's like they've had a couple times over the last few years where it's just been too windy, and they've actually said, like, they're not going to have the leapfrogs jump.
That's a freaking ball.
Ruins my day. These guys are freaking Navy SEALs. They can do anything.
Yeah.
Let them jump.
Let them jump. They're there for the people.
They can land on a dime, let alone center field. I mean, come on. Come on. Give it up to the guys.
So, guys, we're talking, Phil. There's nothing top 7 right now. And
At least he tried to go the other way with it.
Yeah, well, there's 2. Expectations. Now, we've seen one game so far, and I sort of think that's around what we're going to see. I think it's a decent baseball team. I think they got a good bullpen. Can you get there? Can you not wear these guys out? But just, what is your feel of this team? Do you have one yet? Is it going to take you a couple of weeks to even feel it out even more? Obviously, it's going to. But where do you stand right now in terms of how good can they be? And what's the word? I mean, where do you see if it's all Tank City and you don't trust this process?
Nah, the Phillies I trust. The front office, they seem to have mapped out a plan and are sticking to it. Mm-hmm. And they have a decent roster right now. Obviously, it's not going to be one that's going to compete for a World Series title. But I think, and they showed it the other day, they're going to have guys that can bop it here and there. If the pitching stays consistent, it's going to be a 500 ball club. And honestly, I don't think you could realistically expect anything much more. But you can be disappointed if they're 60-win team again this year.
Agreed.
Joe Ursino chiming in on our Facebook. Tailgating, especially with this freaking team. Can't blame you, Joey.
You need a lot of beers early.
Yeah, get it in.
They're 1-0.
Why
I was saying they're 1-0. Why is everybody complaining?
Stay hot.
Doug Zeke's prediction of a 162-0 is looking good right now.
Yeah, well.
I'm still at the same spot I was last week. I mean, I'm 82-80, just a tick over 500. For me, I want them to be competitive. Just be competitive. Get your starters into the 7th inning so you don't blow out your bullpen before the All-Star break like you did last year. And, keep it to the point like we talked about last week where if you get to the end of July and you actually have to question, are they going to be buyers or sellers? And if you get to that point where you're questioning whether they're buyers or sellers, to me it's a successful year.
I agree, but I have 2 things that I want to see. I want to see some of the young kids up this year, and Jason Stark actually said earlier in his interview that he expects Crawford to be up here by midseason. And I don't know if he's saying Galvis or somebody's going to be out the door or what, but he said he expects Crawford up here midseason. But the bigger thing to me is, where the hell is Aaron Nola? You got to get this guy back on track to what he was 2 years ago.
I agree, and I think we got to...
I think the bigger question is, who is Aaron Nola?
Yeah.
Right.
More than where is he? Who is he? Because it's an unknown with him, yeah.
I think we got to see 3 or 4 starts out of him and to really gauge where he's at in his, we'll throw the air quotes up there, recovery. Because, we know that he was hurt last year. We don't really know how injured he was or if he maybe just had some feelings hurt and some confidence problems. But, I think by the end of April, you should have at least a decent idea of what he's going to be this year. If he looks healthy and his pitches are all there and he's getting some movement on the ball and whatnot, he may miss his spots. And if he does, I'm okay with him missing spots. I'm not going to be okay with, getting pulled after 2 2/3, 3 1/3, 4 1/3. If you go 5, 6, even 7, but you're giving up 4 runs because you're missing spots, I'm okay with that. You start getting shelled, that's a problem.
Well, that's the issue. I mean, can he be consistent?
Right.
I don't need the guy to come out and be Maddox right away.
Yeah.
But you need to see growth in these players. When you talk about young guys, I need to see, building blocks, steps forward, not backwards. And when you talk about, Crawford coming up maybe mid-season, as Jason Stark reported, that's all well and good. But the more this crumb hits, like, that makes me sick. Right. Like, I don't want to see Galvis do well. I want to see the Phillies do well. I can't watch him do well because the more he does well, the longer it is. The longer this clock is.
I put my head down when he hit that home run.
Me too.
At his first at bat. I said that is the worst
No.
possible thing that could have happened.
There's nothing I hate more than having 2 home runs in the opener by your middle infielders because they're not the guys that are supposed to be hitting for power.
Yeah, unless you got like,
Right, it wasn't
Odor.
Rollins.
Well, if you got
It was-
Odor and he hits 2, like,
Right.
okay, that's a guy who can hit 40 in this league.
Right.
So, Hernandez and Galvis, okay. Max stuff when you talk about, is that Yahtzee for Votto?
I think you got under it. It's too high.
It's gone.
It's too high.
It's gone. 1-0 Reds, as quick as we talk about. Quick, I was going to ask this question. Eichhoff gives up
Hanging
1.
deuce.
Quality start for him, though.
Oh, listen, the guy can deal. But listen, when you talk about it, I can't have Galvis do well. I need Crawford up here because same thing we talk about Noah. You need to see the adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
See these guys. Need to see these guys on the big league roster. And listen, there's guys in the minors who are top prospects that don't light the world on fire, and they get their call to the bigs, and the switch turns on.
Right.
And there's guys the opposite who will bat 330 in the minors, hit the cover off the ball.
'Cause right now they're bored.
Top prospect, and they come up and they struggle.
Yeah.
So you just don't know until the kid's up. And that's the thing about Noah. Like, Noah could still be down there, and we could be talking about, we got Aaron Noah down there. Just the same thing with Thompson. Like, the longer these guys go, we don't know who they are. Did they hit another one? That's
Nah,
foul.
it's foul.
Ooh, that would have been fun.
So
mashing them.
the thing that I think I'm most excited about this year is there's a bunch of national guys, and I actually put more stock in what the national guys say than the local guys because I feel like the local guys, a lot of them are just serious homers.
Oh, yeah.
Which I get, and that's fine. But there's several national guys. I mean, Jason Stark said it. Ken Rosenthal has said it. It's been all over MLB Network that the Phillies right now are in a position where if their young kids at AAA just really tear it up and the guys at the big league level are not, guys at the big league level are going to get moved. And they're going to bring up that talent because they're at that step or at that point right now where they're ready to start bringing guys up. Now, they're not going to do it to start the season, but Howie Kendrick basically has 1 year left on his contract. If Dylan Cousins is ripping the cover off the ball at AAA, you could see Howie Kendrick go to the bench in favor of Dylan Cousins, and it may be Stassi who comes back down, or they move an Andres Blanco or something like that, and they keep Kendrick as a reserve middle infielder, and Cousins gets the right field spot. Guy like Michael Saunders, it's a 1 year deal with a team option for the second year. Same type of scenario. If Dylan Cousins is raking, if Nick Williams is raking, something like that, you're going to see them come up. And these guys that are only going to cost the Phillies this year could be finding their way out the door. They're even talking about Odubel. If Odubel doesn't hit, you could see Roman Quinn up and Odubel on the bench, which I'm not a big fan of it.
Where's that? Did somebody say that?
But I like the fact that it's aggressive.
Who
Yeah.
said that one?
That was Rosenthal.
Rosenthal needs to shut the hell up.
Well, here's the difference.
Is he-
though.
yeah,
they're
he
not
just shut up, Ken.
They're not talking about releasing or trading
doesn't
Herrera
hit.
the way they do the other two. But that said, I like the principle.
23-year-old kid. If he doesn't hit right away, sit him down. Well, Ken, why? Ken, this is why you're this freaking tall. All you guys. Ken, he don't know what the hell. Like, why would you? I understand the premise, but I'm gonna give less at bats to my veterans to get a guy like Roman Quinn at bats. You know what I mean?
Oh, right,
like,
yeah.
Like, I'm gonna look to give Saunders days off. I would look to give Kendrick days off. I'm not looking to give one of my pieces days off because the biggest thing we talk about is making adjustments. Now, okay, you sit him down for a game or two, relax the mind. That happens all the time.
They're not talking about getting rid of them the way they are the other guys, but sitting them down, possibly moving them to left field, getting Roman Quinn at bats. I mean, there's any number of things. I think the idea is that there's any number of things that they can do right now because they have so much talent in their farm system. Basically what they were saying is in terms of organizational depth, the only position right now that they are not at least 3 deep at is third base. So they have all their eggs in the Maikel Franco basket. Otherwise, every other position, catcher through, 2 through 9, call it, with the exception of third base, they're 3 deep. And that's a good problem to have. It's a real good problem to have.
No question. I mean, like I said this on Sunday. I'll say it again. I like I have no issues with this farm system being overly loaded.
Oh, right.
Because guess what it does? It creates competition, right? So the best guy is going to win jobs, and that's real simple. And I remember last year or 2 years ago when we had 5 studs, I believe in AAA or AA arms, and they would talk about every night. And this is Eichhoff and Eflin and all them guys. They would talk about every night, and you know this already. But every night, when they take them out after another guy, they want to do better than he did. And it was a friendly competition. But what does that do?
You push each
This
other.
is why
and you
I got
get the best out of everybody.
And this is why a guy like Eichhoff's in the bigs right now, pitching well.
Right.
Over his first year and a game or 7
Yeah.
innings, he's pitched well. So this is what you get. And the same thing with Crawford. I almost hope there's another shortstop down there that pushes him because I think he pushed Galvis last year, even though he wasn't up. And Galvis didn't hit well at all. His on-base percentage stinks. We know all this. But he had a little more pop. And, again, the gold glove shit, which is irrelevant to me because every shortstop in the bigs is going to pick it. So, we'll see. I'm not – at this point, we're going to see Crawford at some point. When he comes up, he comes up. Right now, I'm looking for dubs.
Let me ask you guys a question.
Looking for dubs.
Out of all of the prospects that we've talked about over and over and over again, which would you be the most excited if the Phillies just said, boom, he's up, he's our guy?
Crawford. He's the one that I've been waiting on the longest.
Yeah.
And all you hear is, this guy can do this, this guy can do that. Show me.
Mm-hmm.
You're Crawford too?
I got to be Crawford. I've been on his, I've been up his ass for a year and a half now, begging for him.
It would either be him or Nick Williams.
Yeah, I mean, Quinn's a guy for me, too. I'm a big Roman Quinn guy. I've been a big Roman Quinn guy forever. Health has been issues. But I'll go Quinn and Crawford,
but
two guys.
At least Quinn, you got to see.
But not enough. Like, you got to see.
No, I agree.
But that's the thing. You got to see a sample
hurt,
size, and you're like, okay,
but
I can play.
At least you've seen him.
That's the
Crawford is just this guy that's
unknown.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go in a different direction on
Name
you guys.
sounds great. Sounds like you can play.
I'm going Dylan Cousins. I mean, this is a guy last year who led all of minor league baseball in home runs. I mean, he had 40 home runs, 25 stolen bases, hit 280, and has a cannon for an arm in the outfield.
You're going Hoskins?
No, I'm going Cousins.
You're going Cousins. All right.
And I just, to me, Cousins has the feel almost the same way it did when Ryan Howard was percolating, and you knew you had Jim Thome there, but you just wanted to see this kid get a shot because you wanted to see what he could do. And they had him up for a cup of coffee the one year, and I think he hit like 2 homers. The next year is the year that Thome got hurt, and he came up, won Rookie of the Year when he hit 30 homers, and then just took off from there. So you got to make that throw, kid.
Who's that? Altera out there?
Altera,
He
yeah.
stinks. Why is he on a big league team? Can somebody please explain to me why Aaron Altera makes his team over Roman Quinn? Because I'll freaking wait all night for that one. Like, I'll wait. This guy's nothing. Because he's big? Like, he's John Mayberry 2.0. That's all he is.
That's a perfect.
Stop falling in love with guys because they got a little pop. Every guy in the big leagues has a little pop. Every guy. Odor's all 4'6" and can hit 40. So I don't want to. I'm so sick of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Arnone. Every guy in the big leagues has pop. Every shortstop can pick it. Every pitcher can throw strikes.
Robbie wasn't here Sunday for this argument, but Jules looked it up. Give me the best fielding percentage and the worst. They ain't far off when you talk about shortstops in this league. That's why I get so sick of, like, every shortstop can pick it. Every middle infielder can pick it. Can they hit? You know what I mean? Yeah, can they hit? This is a league of hitting. If you hit, you win. If you don't hit, I don't care how well you pick it because I'll find another shortstop who can pick it probably just as well as you do. Maybe his fielding percentage is 0.2 off of you. That's nothing.
I can give you a great example. You're not going to like it.
No, go ahead.
Ray Ordonez. He could pick it with the best of them.
Couldn't hit worth a lick.
Couldn't hit worth a lick, and he didn't last.
Yeah. You got to hit in this league. Yeah. This is a game of hitting. This is a game that, crooked numbers. It is. It just is. And if you don't hit, I'm I think the days of having like 5 dominant starters are over in my eyes. Mm-hmm. If you can hit, you're going to win. If you can hit in the postseason, you're going to go far in the postseason. Hence the Cubs. They didn't stop hitting. That's the thing. When we won the World Series, we hit. We out-hit you. Yeah. We crooked numbers you. I'll find, Jimmy was a rare example of a guy who could hit and pick it at a Gold Glove level. Right. Obviously, them guys aren't all over the place. But I'd much rather have a guy with a fielding percentage 0.3 off of Galvis who can actually have an on-base percentage of, 400, right. Something realistic, and can hit the ball out of the ballpark and get back close to 300. That's what I need out of my middle infield. Yeah. That's why I like Hernandez because at least he gets on base. I'm not a big Hernandez guy, but the guy has
Well,
the ability to hit 300.
He's dumber than a box of rocks after he hits first base.
And that's true.
But at least he's there.
But he's got good bat.
He does.
He handles the bat well. He's a guy who can hit 300. That's why I like Herrera too,
Well,
because he handles the bat well.
I was just having this conversation with somebody
It
earlier
makes me
tonight.
sick when we talk about guys picking it.
It's the thing is with Hernandez. Hernandez is a lifetime 296 hitter. When Kingery's ready, you could actually get something for Hernandez.
Yeah.
When Crawford's ready, you may not get anything for Galvis.
Or
No,
Hernandez-
Galvis is going to go to your bench. Nobody's going to get
Guys,
him.
or Hernandez turns into a good player and you trade Kingery.
Or that. Yeah.
Because there's so many, you have options here because Hernandez is young.
Right.
Odubel's young. Franco's young. Tommy youngish. Not as young as the other guys, but youngish. So
he's only 24. He's not that
he
old.
seems older to me, doesn't he?
He looks old in the face.
Because
You
that
know why?
deal was so long ago.
Because, right,
yeah,
because
he
the
was a
trade
kid.
happened so long
Ruben
ago.
again.
He was 18 years
My
old when that
man.
happened.
My man. That's my man.
But he also has Knapp, who's versatile at catcher and first, and then Hoskins is right on his ass. in
I would
AAA
blow a
too.
Marrow. I really would. I really would. I would blow. I mean, the fact that and when this team wins the World Series,
Again,
He should get a ring.
he should be walking right. He should be on the Clydesdale with Barrel. Him and Barrel, Clydesdale it down. Because this guy built this team. He built it. And I remember, and you know this too,
Right.
when we went and got all them arms.
Yep.
Oh, was this a love affair for Ruben? I mean, there was a lot going on for Ruben, right? Now, it worked, but didn't. I mean, we went to the World Series. We didn't finish the job that year, and then the arms died.
right.
And
And that's Ruben's fault, right?
And that's Ruben's fault.
Yeah.
But then it's the same guy who made deals and revamped your system.
Like
Quickly.
Yeah.
Quickly.
Jimmy, Chase, and Ryan all got old, and somehow age is Ruben's fault.
Yeah. I mean, obviously everybody's shelf life ends. But
And
the
then
way
Halladay
he got
fell off a cliff.
Yeah, and that kills him. And
Yeah.
Cliff really
Just
walked off a cliff.
Disappeared, yeah.
He said, I'm going to collect money
But the
and
whole-
rehab my arm
that whole
for freaking 2 years.
Ruin tomorrow. Ruin what?
He rebuilt it.
left us in a better position than when he took over the team.
He rebuilt it. Remember, every prospect.
And won you a ring.
Every prospect besides Moniak and Randolph, them two drafts are all Ruben Amaro.
Right.
Everyone. Your Eichhoff, your Nolas, your Crawfords, your Williams.
And nobody knows what the hell Randolph's doing.
Oh, yeah, well, this is what you get when you're down there. I mean, this is the thing with the kid. The kid's a natural shortstop out of high school. You move him to the outfield, and what's the first thing? And Jessica Mendoza, which people give her a lot of shit, she's smart. She knows the game of baseball, and she said it perfectly the other night about another player. But when guys got to move positions, what's the first thing that lacks?
Yeah.
Their bat.
Their bat.
And I don't know why she takes so much heat, because I think she's good at what she does. Like, I listen to people rip this lady, and I'm like, she's good at what she does. Like, because she's a girl?
Yeah,
She
yeah.
can't know the game. She probably knows the game better than half of them.
No, she takes so much heat because she was set up to take heat by one jerk off who's no longer on ESPN. So,
Who?
the ace of the staff, if you will.
Curdy?
Yeah,
I don't know. He's an idiot.
he is an idiot.
Tony Cotello. If Ruben would have left those guys, if Ruben would have left those guys walk and not re-sign them, Philly would have been in an uproar.
Oh,
no
exactly.
question.
Exactly.
If you let Howard walk that 1 year, I said it right here. If Ryan Howard's not signed back before the Achilles, if he's not signed back, I'm done. Like, I'm done.
No.
So
Yeah.
You have to give those guys the extension.
that wasn't even from him. We talked about it. No, that's David Montgomery.
That's Dave
That was
Montgomery.
all Dave Montgomery and the 45 freaking owners of this franchise that nobody knows. Hey, Franco, show it off. Ha!
Got him.
But you know what I'm saying? That's all Dave Montgomery's pressure down. Listen, everybody has a boss in life. Everybody has somebody they're going to answer to. I don't have anybody, but I just let my dad call me 100 times a day. So that'll be my boss.
I was gonna say you do have a boss. He's supposedly a silent partner.
Silent, yeah. You ain't getting a percent of shit. But my point is, everybody has a boss to answer to. And when you're getting pressure to sign these guys, even if you feel like, as Ruben, I need to go in a different direction, I need to get younger, how do you let these guys walk? You can't. You can't. So everything happened for a reason, but Ruben rebuilt this whole team up.
Exactly.
Now, Quintak's going to get the credit, and that's how the gig works, but doesn't deserve it. This is a guy who can't even – I like Matt Quintak. I think you're right, Sean. He has a plan. He knows what he's doing. You can see it, okay? But the fact that your number one prospect in your organization and top 5 prospect in all baseball is still not up is a mockery and a flat-out joke.
Well,
and I like Matt Klentak, but it's a joke. It's a joke for a guy who has an on-base percentage of under 350.
Well, listen to this reveal.
Can't do it.
So the
I can't make this shit up.
looking at the Phillies farm report on the interwebs yesterday, come to find out that Mr. Crawford apparently played all of last year with bone spurs in his knee.
Just a stud.
Never told anyone.
Fucking grinder.
Had to go in for his off-season physical. Went to Philadelphia. Went for his off-season physical.
Yeah, he did that.
And,
I saw the little finger.
and they asked him, they said, is anything wrong? Are you feeling anything, whatever? And he's like, oh, well, my knee's a little sore. So they send him for an MRI, bone spurs in the right knee. Has to have surgery to get the bone spurs removed. Completely sets his offseason back 3 weeks. This does not get leaked at all until the end of spring training. And people are, and including me, I will point the finger at myself on this show, said that if this kid hits like this all year, he's not going to get called up. He's not going to make the team. He's not going to get called up. Well, the reason that he wasn't hitting in spring training is he couldn't put any weight on the front foot.
It's a big factor.
Well, as soon as he got sent down to minor league camp,
Was he hurt now?
another couple of days, and all of a sudden, like, it started to work itself out, and now it looks like he's going to be healthy for the start of the season. So he's starting the season at AAA, and he's healthy. Now, go for it, JP. And that may have had a little something to do with my decision on why I'm more excited about Cousins and Crawford, because in my mind, Crawford should be a given at this point. Should be.
Oh, fair enough.
So let him just go down there and do his thing. I want to see what the big boy's going to bring.
I agree. And that's why I threw Quinn in there, just because he's been around for a little bit. I think everybody feels like he can play.
Well, you know
just needs the fair shot of just going out and doing it. Over this crump.
My thing with Roman Quinn, he needs to stay healthy. If he could stay on the field, he's a Major League Baseball player. But he hasn't played a full season in his entire career.
No, I know. But guess what? Some guys come up and maybe they stay healthy. I don't know. But I just feel like if you want to keep him healthy, why can't he do the same thing Altair does? Right?
Oh, yeah.
So, why can't he play, defensive substitution, this, that, and the third? How about another out, Aaron? Stinks.
Wow, he got bailed out.
Yeah, congratulations, because the Reds stink. But you still stink.
Right, but
still an out. Still 0 for 3.
Yeah.
The flip side of it is he's getting every day at bats at AAA versus sitting the bench here.
Yeah, but then if he gets hurt again.
Short term, I'm better with that.
And I got a question for you, Mike, because we were just talking about Altair playing.
Mm-hmm.
Why, after the game he had the other night, and it's only the second game of the year, you had a day off yesterday, why is Saunders not in the lineup?
Because they're playing the left
You're
and right
returning
thing.
All-Star.
I'm not a fan of it. I know the reason is because they had a left-handed starter tonight. I could care less. Second game into the season,
that's what I'm saying.
You just put Saunders out there.
Yeah, we're giving a quick rest.
And when they
2 days off.
make a pitching change and they bring a right-hander in, I don't.
That's low. God damn it.
I don't care that Altair is leading off the inning and he quote unquote has speed. Saunders should have been pinch hitting for him at that spot right there.
Yeah, this ump's brutal right now. He's all over the place. No consistency with his zone.
Nice
None
to see
whatsoever.
Nice to see the Reds have 13 people at that game, though.
Yeah. Well, you should have seen the Twins earlier today. Might have had 11. Which looks like a beautiful stadium, too. I was looking at it. I'm like, I would love to go out to that Target Field.
See the White Sox yesterday? Their home opener got rained out on Monday, so they played yesterday at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And they announced
That's a team that just don't give a shit.
They announced the attendance as like 32,000. There may have been 5.
Yeah.
Not 5,000. 5.
Just 5.
5.
Including the vendors. Get through. Attaboy.
There
Here
we
we go. Here we
That's
go.
how
The
rallies
first
get
and second.
started.
No outs.
No, none of them were hits. No, well, Rupp's will probably be counted as a hit.
That should be a hit.
Yeah, that's an infield single.
Rupp's a man's man.
I like Rupp.
He's a poor man's Evan Gaddis.
No,
I like that,
dude,
man.
that's a
I
great
like
comparison.
That is good.
That is an absolutely great comparison.
That's why we're the best. Yeah, this is why we're the best.
All right, so now we need Freddie to get a bunt down.
Oh, here we go. So Tony's going.
He's gonna hit the game winner.
Alfaro is the centerpiece of this farm system. If Quinn was established, why re-sign Herrera for 6 years? Well,
because they're going to move Herrera to left field and play Quinn in center.
And not to mention, you got Herrera for a
Quinn's
50% off.
Guys, Herrera's moving to left for one guy and one guy only. and that's Mickey Moniak. Herrera ain't moving to left for Quinn.
It's Mike Trout.
It's
Mike
Trout, yeah. Well, that goes back to our 10 for 1, which I'll still do.
Still do it.
Sign me up. But that's where Herrera gets moved. Listen, Herrera got signed because, listen, you're signing an up-and-coming player for dirt cheap.
I was about to say, you
great
got him.
money.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, when people talk about, well, now you can deal Herrera, why would I want to do that? I got the guy for nothing.
Yeah.
Why would I want to trade him? I'll go trade Moniak then. If Herrera's like that good, I'm saying, like, it becomes that good, then I'll trade, other outfielders, Hoskins, Williams. I'm not going to trade Moniak, but you know what I'm saying. I'll trade other guys and not trade him.
Right, but here's the thing, though. And I know you don't like this, but the fact is, the deal that they re-signed Herrera to makes him a very, very attractive trade piece for other teams to come asking for.
Oh, no question.
He's under control for 6 years at less than $6 million a year, all told. I mean, that's a tremendous contract.
Well, listen, if you get hit over the head with it, why not?
Right.
But listen, when we're talking right now on what we're trying to do for this team, our little conversation where we're looking for a Machado, the more guys, if I can have my center fielder, even if he goes to the left, a guy to top my lineup for paying him pennies, that allows me now to go add pieces around him.
Absolutely.
That's a great deal out of Clintac. It's a smart deal, and I love it. Like, oh, well, Herrera's so cheap. We're paying him nothing. We can trade him then. Well, why would you want to trade a guy you know who he is?
Yeah, it's not like you want to get money off the books. Like, it's not like he's going to clear tons of space for you. He's literally the only guy you're paying next year, basically.
I'll trade guys that I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'll trade prospects all day, like we talk about. I'll trade the unknowns before I trade a guy who's a known.
I'm not in love with him. I mean, I like him. I'm just not in love with him.
No, you guys don't have to be in love with Herrera. He's my son, so I'm going to defend him.
Look who it is.
Listen, I'm going to defend my son forever. That's my guy.
Somebody's got to explain to me why he's swinging away in this situation, by the way.
Because he's Freddie Galvis.
He's the goddamn 8-hitter. They should be putting a bunt down. I understand you don't have a lot of speed on the bases. It doesn't matter.
Michael, you play for the win on the road.
If you get a good bunt down,
you play to win the game.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Bank on him hitting the ball out of the ballpark?
No, I ain't banking on shit.
He ain't
going to
do much else. It's all or nothing with Freddie.
Yeah, but if he puts a good bunt down, the runners
homer
move
right
up.
now. Watch this.
Yeah, because I put the black cat on him just like I did Rajay Davis.
I will literally throw
in the World
this computer.
Series.
I'm willing to break something if he goes yard. Of course.
He's battling, though.
He is battling. Would you stop having good at bats? Would you stop having good at bats, Freddie? Damn it.
Pope, what do
Knock it off.
He's great hair, too.
He's fist pumping Mets over there. You know what he's fist pumping.
I saw the fist pump. I'm like, what do you got brewing over there?
We see fist pump.
Well, first of all, based on your call for Rajay Davis's home run, I actually took a flyer on him in our fantasy league, and it was purely because of that home run too.
Nice.
But no, a little ninth inning action. The Braves-Mets game tied 1-1 and a leadoff walk.
Who threw tonight for the Mets, Robbie?
DeGrom.
Oh, Fred, that's what he does. DeGrom threw well. Good. It's good
6 innings.
Not good for us, but good for you guys.
Yeah, I don't think this guy's thrown a
Who threw for Atlanta?
Yeah.
Big sexy
throw.
Yeah,
Deal the night.
First game back at City Field.
Watch this, though. This is 98 on the outside black. That's ridiculous.
It's a ball.
Yeah, that was
shouldn't have swung, but
especially how he's swung like going away.
Guys, let me ask you this
Freddie Galvis.
Great hair, though, Freddie. Great hair.
Let me ask you this one. Is Jared Eichhoff your number one of the staff, even though Helgson gets the ball game one he did?
Right now, yeah.
So you're one?
Yeah, I mean, based on last year's performance, yeah. But I think by the end of the year, you're hoping
Why?
that Nola would grab that.
Why?
I'm not saying me. I'm saying the Phillies personally want – because Nola was the 7th overall pick. I mean, Eichhoff was kind of just a guy in the minors.
So that's how this gig works. That's what I'm saying. Who cares which one?
To me, I don't give a shit.
Me either. I know you don't.
But the Phillies, in my opinion, I feel like they want their top pick to go out and get it.
I get that.
I think stuff-wise, it should be Velasquez, at least in the short term. But I think based on the performance, it's Eichhoff.
Listen, man, some guys have a presence out there, and they get it.
This kid's a bulldog.
Eichhoff gets it.
Yeah.
Now, would it be great if Noah took it over? Because that would just mean that Noah's that much better. I don't know, man. I'm worried about Aaron Nola. I'm going to be honest with you.
Agree.
I don't think he is who we thought he was, and he's going to have to get through this and figure it all out. But I'm extremely concerned. If you ask me 1 out of 10, 10 being, I can't be any more concerned with a guy. Probably like an 8.5 right now. There's a lot of concern.
You know what? I'm not far off.
Hard to argue it.
It is hard to argue.
Jim Martell chiming in. Can the Phils trade Galvis to Pitt?
For what?
He's a Pirates fan. If he wants him,
I mean,
he must see something in him.
I'll take a bag of Jolly Ranchers for him.
Yeah.
I'm not asking for
only
a
the
lot.
chewy ones.
Just opening up. Come on, Michael. What are you swinging a ball up that? I can't deal with the. Here we go. Bad cuts again.
It's that number 5.
I'm about to say that's a bad number. It don't look right on him.
It's a bad number.
Would you guys take John Jasow? Since he lost out in the first baseman gig to the rookie Josh Bell.
You don't have to give me
I was
anything
gonna
back.
say,
Yeah, no, just take Galvis.
You can just have him. Just pay for his flight. We're not asking for a lot. Pay for the guy's freaking flight out of town.
Well, it's only Pittsburgh. He could probably drive himself
Probably could. I'll drive him. Look at that.
on a bicycle.
give you Galvis and Zach Eflin for Jamison Tyon.
Nice.
It's
Lock
almost
it up.
fair. It's almost fair.
Yeah, it is almost fair. It is almost fair. All right.
And that's the only off-speed pitch he'll see this entire
Here
bat.
it is, though.
Watch
Here's
go
Tom's
by.
boy.
Hello, Hernandez.
Cesar Hernandez.
0 for 3 with a strikeout. But it means he's due.
He ain't my boy. I mean, I think he's a good little player.
I'm ready for the king.
I'm ready for the king, too. I'm ready.
You know that.
I'm-
I've made that crystal clear since day one. I am ready for the king.
I just think he can play a little. Hernandez.
Yeah, he
That's
can.
why I like
No,
him.
he gives you a lot more than, and he's versatile. He could play the outfield too.
I was going to say, since he's been up with the Phillies, he's played second, short, third, and center field. So obviously he's a ball player. Now they figured out he didn't have the arm to play center field, but the fact that they at least had enough confidence to try him out there, I mean, yeah, he's a ball player, switch hitter, good speed, dumber than a box of rocks. But what are you going to do?
Yeah, I just like the way he handles at bats. I feel like he has good at bats. That's why I like him.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like Herrera's the same way. Has good at bats. They foul a lot of pitches off. They work counts. That's why I like them too. It's bigger than that. I mean, when you're a junkie, I really watch at bats, pitch by pitch, how guys handle themselves when they're down, down in counts. How do they handle themselves? And Herrera's a guy who fouls off a ton of pitches, and that's why I got so high on him early
Right.
and said this guy can win a batting title at some point. Talking about Herrera because of the way he handles the bat. Like guys who win batting titles, they're great with a two-strike approach. Their two-strike approach are great if you want to win a batting title.
Right.
And his ability to foul balls off that he just doesn't like or aren't in his zone, that's hard to do. Like, you don't see a lot of big leaguers even do it the way he does it.
Yeah.
That's just from studying his game for so long. Is there things he needs to get better on? Do I understand that bat flips make people angry? It's 2017, ladies and gentlemen. The
Little
game,
swag.
the game's got swag to it. I know the purists don't like
Like
it.
I don't like Bryce Harper, but there's one thing he did say right: make baseball fun again.
No, it's not. Listen, I think some of the rule changes are dumb. I don't need the game sped up. I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
But like, I have no issues with bat flips. Just expect one up and in. That's
Yeah.
all. Like, if you're going to flip them and show up, that's fine. But everybody bat flips now.
Well, see, here's the thing, though. I don't think people have a bat flip when he goes yard. I think people have a problem with the bat flip when he hits a line drive in the gap.
He does.
Like,
He does.
it's
I
like,
think
come
that's
on.
just like his little
think it's
like
just his finish.
thing,
It
though.
might
yeah.
be, and it might
He just
be.
kind of drops it.
Yeah, he almost just like flicks it as he goes. Like, I don't even know if it's just, dude, these guys just have flavor to them. Like, when you talk about your Latino ball players, there's flavor to these guys. And I understand that that's not the game of the 1950s, but grow up, people.
Yeah.
Times change. Like, don't be mad at it just because that's the way they play the game. Like, I talk about the World Baseball Classic. I took heat from my two boys on the other show, but listen, if you go to the Dominican, you go to Puerto Rico, if you go to these countries and talk and just be around these people, right? This is how they live their life. You know what I'm saying? Like their life's just like passion and fun and this and that, and that's just and it carries over to a baseball field.
Yeah,
So I don't have a big issue with it.
The only thing I didn't like at the World Baseball Classic was the Japanese people and their trumpets.
No, you could throw one up and in on Japs all day. All day.
You're so wrong. I love it.
So wrong, but so right.
That was the only thing that annoyed me, was the trumpets. I was cool with everything else. The trumpets, annoying as shit.
Yeah, it is annoying as shit.
Well, that was like when the Phillies played the Rays in that 08 World Series. All you heard at the bank was the freaking cowbells.
Yeah.
All right, boys, give me your NL, AL teams that you believe you'll see in the World Series. We can sort of skip the division predictions at this point. and just keep rolling through.
You just want to roll?
I think we just roll.
Now, you want us to tell you or give you teams that we think could make a run?
Who are your two teams? NLAL.
All right, NLAL. We'll see. It's an odd year, so let's go with the Giants. And I'll say
Wait, how you going with the Giants in an odd year? Aren't they the even
Oh, do they
year
always
guys?
win in the even? I
Even,
thought it was
yeah,
the odd.
even.
All right. Scratch that then.
Yeah, 10, 12, and 14.
That's tough. I'm going to go with give me the Dodgers and the Sox. Red Sox, not White Sox.
Interesting. I'm going Cubs and Red Sox. And I think the Cubs win back-to-back. I just think they're so good that it's going to be real difficult for anybody to knock them off.
Give me. Getting a little cute here. Give me Cardinals and Red Sox.
Interesting.
No. Red Sox are out. Give me Cardinals, Rangers. Rangers are loaded.
See,
They're all loaded.
Rangers are loaded.
I love the Angels, the Rangers, the Rangers, and the Astros this year too.
Yep.
I had to go different. I was going to go Red Sox, like my initial one, and I was going to go somebody else in the NL, but I don't love a lot of teams in the NL. I mean, Cubs are great.
No, the Cubs, yeah.
But look outside the Cubs, like, I don't love the Nationals. The Mets, depending on their staff, is a big factor
Who's
there.
pitching in October?
Look,
yeah.
if they got 5 healthy horses, teams better watch the hell out. Now, if injuries hit them, then it's another story. But if they got 3 horses that are rocking and rolling, I don't want to see them. I would take them over. If everything's right with the New York Mets, I'm taking them over the Nationals every day and twice on Sunday.
Oh, 100%.
That's how much I don't think. The Nationals don't know how to finish. That's a big factor. And your superstar comes out last year and says, this year we're putting a ring on, and you get knocked out early. Kiss my ass,
Real
Harper.
early.
That's why you stink. And that's why I'll never pay you $1 to play for my team. Because winners go out and finish. You want to talk it? Then finish. You had the worst season of your career. You were inconsistent.
Most overrated superstar in sports.
No question about it. And he's a yapper for no reason.
Well,
So
see, it's funny though because I think we're all kind of in the same zip code because for me it's if I have to go either or, it's Cubs or Dodgers, Red Sox or Rangers. Those are my top. That'd be my quote unquote final 4.
See, I like the Rangers a lot, especially if Darvish can stay healthy, and then you got Hamels too, and that lineup is stacked.
the lineup's ridiculous.
But I think the Red Sox have a very good lineup too. And then I just looked at how do you beat?
You got to look at the stats.
How do you beat David Price, Chris Sale, and Porcello in a series?
Right.
Well, you do it by
When they're if they have a lineup that could rake too,
Yeah.
though, that's my thing.
well, you're doing it with Darvish and Hamels. You know what I mean?
True, yeah,
So
that's
you
the
got-
one.
I mean
staff.
that's going to be Texas's big problem is can they get someone to step up and be that third starter consistently?
Yeah, that's a big factor.
I mean, you look at a guy like Martin Perez. Could he do it? Yes, he could. Has he done it yet? No. I mean, they have Tyson Ross, but there's no telling when he's going to be healthy enough to go. They have guys. They just need that one guy to step up and really take that job.
That's why I like the Cards, just because they play the game the right way.
Mm-hmm.
You know who they are. Carlos Martinez at the top of the rotation. That's an ace in this league that gets overlooked a lot. They have arms. They got
Still got Wainwright.
Yeah, they got bullpen. I mean, they're you know what their bullpen brings. Everybody out of their pen throwing 97 or higher. So I mean, now they're just lumped in that division with the Cubbies.
And they got the Big O.
Watch out for Michael Wacha. I think he makes
Waka,
a
Waka,
nice
Waka.
comeback. Get fantasy players' attention. Grab Michael Wacha. He's fully healthy now. He was pitching injured last year.
All right, you want to get us to break and we'll come back with our
That was a ball, by the
our
way.
Eagle stuff.
Yeah, so we'll take a quick break here. We'll come back on the other side. We'll discuss how we'll be down at the draft, and we'll talk about some of the Eagles' strategy in the first round and the second round. We'll talk about Timmy Jernigan
I like it.
brought in to help. Now, he's a pass rusher more than a run stopper. I've seen some posts out where people saying, he's a good run stopper. He's a pass rusher.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll talk about that, how he fits in here, and how Joe Douglas has his fingerprints all over another
Mm-hmm.
deal. This is 3 guys that are Joe Douglas fingerprints, Alshon Torrey, and now Jernigan's that are all come full circle back to one Mr. Joseph Douglas.
Yep.
People can say I'm wrong. Proof's in the pudding. This is Tom,
Mike,
AM,
in the PM.
A2DRadio.com. We'll be back on the other side, NFL Draft. A lot more. We'll be talking prostitutes as well. This segment was brought to you by SoapStash.com.
The prostitutes,
They got to clean up.
Yeah.
You got to clean up when you're dirty. When you going to wash off with a bad bar? You better get a freaking all-natural bar to get all that up off of you, right?
I'm with you.
There's a lot of shots, so you got to clean it up. SoapStash.com is where you can find the new soap standard. Listen, the best bars, the best products in the world. I don't lie to you. We're watching something on Stream Smart right now. Get into contact with my boy Vinny Massington. He'll take care of you. Stream Smart, phenomenal. Got all the baseball games up. I can switch if we don't want to watch the Phillies anymore. So, all that. We'll talk a little more about Stream Smart, Soap Stash, and all that. SoapStash.com is where you can find them. We'll be right back.
Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, is brought to you by Gibson Mayer, LLC, Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Mike from Tom and Mike AM in the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer, LLC, Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's www.gibsonmayer.com.
Fellas, you ever come in from that baseball or football game and your woman won't come near you because you stink beyond belief? Then you need Soap Stash. You should never settle for a generic hygiene product that only covers up the stench. Treat your skin with the best nutrients. Feel clean with the only soap you'll need. The highest grade carrier oils are ingrained in all of their products, which are 100% natural and terrific for your skin. No sulfates, parabens, or phthalates, and synthetic fragrance free. Contact Soap Stash for your sample package and give your woman what she deserves. You can contact Soap Stash at 844-890-3197 or visit them on the web at soapstash.com or Facebook at Soapstash LLC. Once again, their number is 844-890-3197. Soap Stash, the new soap standard.
Hey, do you need to get your skills in shape? Then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by The Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet.
You're listening to Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, here on A2DRadio.com.
A2DRadio.com is proudly sponsored by Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Tom and Mike from AM and the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's gibsonmayer.com.
Fellas, you ever come in from that baseball or football game and your woman won't come near you because you stink beyond belief? Then you need Soap Stash. You should never settle for a generic hygiene product that only covers up the stench. Treat your skin with the best nutrients. Feel clean with the only soap you'll need. The highest grade carrier oils are ingrained in all of their products, which are 100% natural and terrific for your skin. No sulfates, parabens, or phthalates, and synthetic fragrance free. Contact Soap Stash for your sample package and give your woman what she deserves. You can contact Soap Stash at 844-890-3197 or visit them on the web at soapstash.com or Facebook at Soapstash LLC. Once again, their number is 844-890-3197. Soap Stash, the new soap standard.
Hey, do you need to get your skills in shape? Then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by The Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet.
Welcome in to the worldwide leader of what? Real talk, A2DRadio.com.
Pop DJing over there?
We at the club.
DJ Rob Poe on the ones and twos. Welcome in, Tom.
Mike
AM.
in the club.
A2DRadio.com. Live from the BMW Atlantic City Studios. BMW Atlantic City, off exit 17 of the Parkway. Find them online, bmwatlanticcity.com. Heavy baseball talk that we started the show with.
Robbie, stretch. Stretch it.
And my boy Odubel, what do you do in two-strike approach? You stay oppo. Think middle away. What does he do with two-strike approach right after we talked about it? Goes away. Little infield single. Done and done.
There we
Franco's
go.
got a 2-2 count. Let's see if he doesn't pull off everything like he usually does.
And he just had a nice hack of the fastball, but he did pull off.
Our poll question brought to you by Scanzano Sports. Find them on the web, scanzanosports.com. What's your favorite part of opening day at Citizens Bank Ballpark? Tailgating, player intros, the Navy leapfrogs, or just the game itself? Let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube.
Or the whole day as a whole.
Or you just enjoy the whole thing. And if you don't go to Citizens Bank, you have another attaboy. Lay off the
you go.
slide piece away. I like how he tucks
we
his
go.
shoulder, tuck the shoulder back, show the shoulder, babe. I'm a professional hitting coach, too, by the way. ScanzanoSports.com is where you can reach me as well. If you just want to continue to be a great hitter, I'm your guy. Well, I might not be your only guy. There's better guys there, but I'm a guy, too. So I'm in the vicinity.
You've got the guys trust you with their guys.
With their guy. That's it.
All right, it's foul.
Best thing that could happen.
Pulling off of that. All right.
Anyway,
So we gave who we think's going to the World Series. Had a little fun with that. We talked some Phils early on. We're watching the game too, so we'll keep you updated there as well if you're tuning in with us here. We're going to discuss the NFL draft. A couple weeks away. It's here in Philadelphia. We'll be down there at the draft, giving you all your updates, everything you need to know, live from the Art Museum. But listen, what is your draft strategy and some of your possible first round, second round targets? And I know you've been really doing, a lot of draft homework over the last. See that head, dude? That head cannot pull
And that
off the
ball
baseball.
was right down the middle.
You can't if you can't see, you ain't hitting. I don't care who you are. Whew, unbelievable.
well, that was a 85 mile an hour changeup after a 97 mile an hour fastball.
Yeah, just where the head placement.
And as Sarge used to say, had the problem there because he jerked off the ball.
Jerked the ball off.
He jerked off the ball instead of keeping his head in the strike zone
So some
as
first
well.
some first round targets. Some guys you're looking at. Saw today Reuben Foster.
I'm about to say that's became the guy that everybody. And I think if you get Reuben Foster and you go into next season with Jernigan, Cox, Long, Curry, then you have Hicks, Foster, Bradham. You got a really good front seven that could make up for your secondary woes.
I don't disagree. I my gut, though, just tells me that if you look at what they've done through the entire offseason so far in terms of the big-time free agent signings, notwithstanding the Timmy Jernigan trade, because I do like that trade, but everything has been about putting offensive weapons around Carson Wentz. I actually think they went out and got Jernigan so that they can...
What a tag. I think he was safe, but what a tag.
Dude, did he really just get caught stealing to end the game?
I don't think he got caught, but if he did, it was a hell of a tag to get caught on.
They going to review that?
You got to review it, right? I mean, it ends the
Yeah,
game.
you have to.
I'd like to know what McCannon's thinking. Even running.
Why is Boa even on the phone? Just go. I mean, it's the last out of the game. Go tell him you want to review it.
Is he blocking it? He can't block that before. He's in. He's safe unless he came off the bag. Oh, he has no angle.
The umpire is
He has no angle.
Is in no position
He's
to call
safe.
that.
Stop that. He's safe. Stop.
We need to know. We don't need this angle either.
That hand's in. You can just tell that hand's in.
Yeah. They need to get from deep third base, left field
Let
corner
Umps
angle.
try and get some dinner.
Yeah.
That's all. Trying to get him.
This game got delayed an hour at the start. They're trying to get out of there.
Yeah.
Trying to get back to the hotel room.
Anyway, as I was saying, I think the whole offseason has been putting weapons around Carson Wentz. And I honestly feel like getting Jernigan was sort of their excuse, for lack of a better term, for using that first-round draft pick on another offensive weapon. So I feel like they're going to go probably best player available offense-wise, he is safe. Hands in, there's the tag.
But I'll tell you this though.
I think they're going offense first round. I think defense second round, and then that third round, now that they've dropped back 25 spots, I think that's the spot where they're targeting Sidney Jones if he's still on the board.
See, I honestly still think Sidney Jones gets drafted in the second round.
And it wouldn't surprise me. Not.
But I
even
will
a
say
little
this,
bit.
to the offensive player's point, the way this whole thing is played out leading up to the draft, Dalvin Cook is now supposed to be a second-round pick because of his shoulder concerns and then the off-the-field concerns as well with his character. And Christian McCaffrey moved into that Dalvin Cook spot at 14, but now people are saying that multiple execs around the NFL said there's no shot McCaffrey makes it out of the top 10. So he's apparently leaped up draft boards. And then I'm looking at the other people there. Mike Williams isn't going to reach 14. Corey Davis, you could take him. I like Corey Davis.
Calls overturned.
But I'll tell you this right now,
Right.
and I know he ran the fastest 40 ever.
Mm-hmm.
John Ross is not good.
No, I completely agree. Sean, I completely agree. I don't care how fast you.
You can't sell me on. I think John Ross is the fourth best receiver in this draft class.
I'm not even thinking that direction.
I would agree
I'm
with
all
that.
over the Reuben Foster thing. I mean, listen, I'm about best player available. Best player available.
Or
For
even
Miami-
a guy, Barnett, the defensive end from Tennessee. And now with Jernigan and signing Long, do you take a defensive end in the first round? But if you value him as your best player, then you can't. I'm at the point where
it depends on if they're looking to the future, because next year's the last year for Marcus Smith. Are they going to bring him back? They're no longer on the hook for signing bonus for Vinnie Curry or Brandon Graham, so they're going to bring either of those guys back. So if they're looking long-term, maybe they do take a shot on Barnett, but it's hard to say.
because where I'm at right now, with Sidney Jones' injury, you can't sell me on a corner at 14. Outside of Conley, maybe, but you're not selling me on King. You're not selling me on Tre'Davious White. You're not selling me on a corner at 14.
No, and that's the reason why I'm still looking at Tease Tabor in the second round. I think that's the perfect player in the perfect spot if you get your offensive weapon in the first round. I mean, for me, the way I'm looking at it, I mean, if I'm making this pick, I'm taking what I believe is the best offensive player available at 14. I'm hoping that it's Dalvin Cook.
I think
If it's Christian McCaffrey, all the better. But I'm going Cook, round 1, and I'm targeting Tabor round 2. And then late round 3, I'm praying that Sidney Jones is still there. If he is, it's a no-brainer for me. If he's not, then I'm probably looking best player available defensive side of the ball.
no, that's what I said. To me, I'm just going based off what everyone's saying about Cook. I'm still taking Cook at 14 because I think the guy is a beast on the field.
Well, when you have guys who played with Brian Westbrook who say that Dalvin Cook is Brian Westbrook 2.0, but maybe better, that's enough for me.
Agreed. I think I would love. I would not say no to Dalvin Cook at 14. But if Reuben Foster's there, it's hard to say no to him too.
No, I get it.
He's in coverage. He's never given up a touchdown in his college career, and that's big to me. I know he's playing at Alabama, but
it's huge. It also has a lot of help behind him.
agree. That's what I'm saying. I know he's playing at Alabama, but still.
All right, so I'm going to look at you, though, and I'm going to come back to the same discussion that we had right around this time last year. Are you even looking offense, defense at 14, or are you just automatically going best player available, and I'll figure it out from there?
Yeah, best player available. I think that's how you draft well. I think if you start reaching, even if it's a couple spots on your board, but I feel like if you start reaching for needs, you find yourself in a really bad situation. I feel like if you just draft the best player available, you're going to get talent. And it's real simple. And if Foster's that guy or Cook's that guy, or if it's a D end at that point, right? I mean, wherever it is, if it's a wide receiver, that's the guy you got to take. I mean, outside of a quarterback, at 14, you're looking.
Yeah, you're not taking a quarterback.
No, you're looking for the best guy available. Now, when you get to the third round on, then you can sort of look at things like that. Third, fourth, fifth. I mean, if a QB is the best guy on the board, they'll take him because the backup doesn't hurt.
Right.
But that's, besides that, I mean, everything's on the board at 14. Anything and everything outside of the quarterback position. So if it's a left tackle, then so be it. If he's the best guy on the board, that's what I'm going to take. I'll figure it out from there. I'll figure it all out. I mean, that's how you grow a roster out the right way. That's how you create competition, too. And I think that would set you up for good success. So we'll see what Howie does. And, like I said, with Joe Douglas handprints all over this team right now, especially free agency and the Jernigan trade, I feel like he has a lot more.
How the hell is this happening, by the way?
I didn't put that on purpose.
I was going to say, it's not
Does it not say Toronto Blue Jays?
It's not a local team, and it's not a sport you watch. How did that happen?
Not sure. Just clicked on it.
There we go.
There we go. We got a little Pirates, Red Sox. McCutcheon.
This is top of the 11th now.
McCutcheon really needs a rebound.
Yep, top of the 11th. Nothing.
Because honestly, they were a pick I was thinking, but I just don't know if he. It's all about McCutch. Mm-hmm. But that was a team I was thinking because I really believe it comes out of your World Series representative for the NL. Really, I believe comes
out of the Central.
Out of the Central. It's just there's a feel I got. I think them three teams are just so tough. So I mean, we'll see. But yeah, back to that. That's who I'm taking. The best guy. Foster's there. I don't care about the extra. Right? The guy can play football. I'm not going to get into all the extra stuff. He can play. That's all I'll take.
That's how I feel. If you get Foster in the first round, you already know who my second round pick is. Joe Mixon.
You can have him. I'm not bringing that kind of drama in. What do we always talk about? Best ability is availability. This guy slips one time, and that's a second-round draft pick that you wasted.
But my thing is, he hasn't slipped up in 3 years.
Doesn't mean he's not gonna. Leopards don't change their spots.
But we had this me and Tom had this conversation Friday with Nikki D too. You have guys like Brian Dawkins that work for this organization that can put their arms around him. Westbrook is still there. Michael Vick.
That would be the one caveat where I would say yes. But it would need to be a situation where if you bring this kid in, he better be glued to Brian Dawkins' hip 23.59 out of 24. I mean, seriously.
I mean, I said it on that show, and I'm going to stand by it at this point. When I see a Belichick pass and the Patriots pass, I'm out. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. I mean, 3 years ago or not, they obviously did their homework on the kid. I'm not in draft rooms, pre-draft rooms when these kids come in or whatever the case is. I'm not at the combine, and I'm sure as hell not when these guys come to visits. I'm not there. But Bill was. And if he feels like there's red flags and he's passing and coming out early and putting that out there that they're passing, and I know the Cardinals are passing. Obviously, when you have Johnson, you can pass on everybody. Right. But you know what I'm saying. I mean, that's Arians and that's Belichick, two good coaches in this league saying, no, we're not gonna bring that in. Well, if the Pats aren't, I'm not.
Well, when you
that's what changed me.
When you have coaches that could handle the circus
and don't want it,
and you look at a guy like Doug who probably can't handle the circus,
can't even handle the receptionist well enough. Just saying.
But Joe could.
Joe?
Joe could.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I heard he's a real knockout.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Where'd you find this kid? Down in Delsey, yo.
Mixing party.
Unbelievable.
Me and him were first invited to a Joe mixing party.
We're at the campus mixer.
Campus mixer.
Was Ray Rice there?
No, he was in the elevator. Got stuck.
He was drinking the jungle juice. Said it packed the punch.
Unbelievable.
Packed the punch. She spit on me.
So let's talk about the Jernigan trade for a minute. Are you guys okay with moving back 25 spots in the third round to get him?
It's the third round.
I'm fine with it.
No, yeah, because he started 15 games last year.
FSU kid, right?
Yeah,
I liked him at FSU.
That's what somebody said. He's essentially what the Eagles thought Broderick Bunkley was going to be.
And for me, because I was one of those people who said, everybody looks at this guy as a pass rusher. I think his run stopping is underrated.
Yeah, I mean,
I think when you here's the thing, in a 3-4, he's a pass-rushing nose guard. In a 4-3, he has the ability to be a run-stopping, one-gap tackle who doesn't have to come out on third down because he can get to the quarterback.
I think it's a good signing. I mean, anybody you can put next to Cox that has a little bit of upside, I think you're gonna, you should get it out of him.
Yeah.
You should. I mean, I like the deal. Like you said, in the third round, I don't care. Go back 25 spots for a known.
Yeah.
At least I'm getting a guy who I know who he is. Now, again, there's been issues with work ethic, character. But, again,
I trust Joe Douglas.
this is Joe's fingerprints. Alshon, Torrey, Jernigan. All guys that come circle back to Joe Douglas in some fashion.
And if Alshon and Torrey were tied back to Joe Douglas when they came from Chicago and San Francisco, you're getting Tim Jernigan basically straight from the horse's mouth. I mean, Joe Douglas came from Baltimore. That's where Jernigan's coming from. My biggest concern with Jernigan is if he does go out and has a really, really good year, are they going to be able to afford to re-sign him next year? Because they basically have him on a one-year deal, similar to Alshon and a couple of other guys.
You put yourself in the spot.
Then the question becomes, if he is that good, and you really want to bring him back, do you go to Fletcher Cox and ask him to restructure? Can you afford to spend $45 to $50 million a year at the defensive tackle position?
I'm going to fill you, right?
Yeah.
Listen, if Fletcher has a good year and goes to a Pro Bowl, and
he ain't restructuring.
Oh no,
anything.
I'm going the other way. If he has a good year and him and Timmy work well together,
Yeah.
I think that's where you can go to him and say, "Listen,
'cause
you had your best year of
he
your career
made you,
with this
playing
guy
at-
next to you."
Not that Timmy's the reason, but it looks like you two fit better than you and Benny, and you two can both get to the quarterback. Why not? I think that Benny Logan. When I look at Benny Logan, what does he do well? Like, what would you say Benny Logan is?
I haven't figured that out yet.
Like, he's not a pass rusher per se. He's not a great run stopper. I mean, I would say he's average at best on both, but he doesn't have like a niche where you say, man, this guy can go get.
Yeah,
it.
that's his
Well,
spec.
that was my thing. When people were putting their capes on to defend Benny Logan for him to get re-signed, I was like, watch the Eagles games last year. If you're playing next to Fletcher Cox, who's getting double teamed not once, every single play,
right.
I need more than what Benny Logan gave me last
Right,
year.
absolutely.
Dude, I could have gave you more than Benny. And I stink.
I stink.
Terrible. Like the worst.
And not to mention he was hurt too.
Oh, well, I mean, we'll see how it all plays out. But
I thought the Hammy had an issue with it. Too,
yeah, I
but-
mean, probably. But then here's the thing: when you're 330, 340, and the wheels start to go bad, they come off pretty quickly. So, you look at a guy like Jernigan. I mean, he let's call it what it is. Benny Logan was a nose guard trying to play D tackle. Timmy Jernigan is a D tackle who was unsuccessfully trying to play nose guard in a scheme that wasn't cut out for him.
Yeah, does LSU run a 3-4? Ready running the 3-4 back then?
No, but when the Eagles were running the 3-4.
Oh, yeah, he came in under the 3-4, yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Let's get the prostitution before it's too late. Get your wallets out.
Cheerleaders, prostitution, the whole deal.
Get your bank cards out. Let's get rolling.
So, Sean, why don't you give us the backstory on this, because you seem to have your finger on the pulse. No pun intended.
It's about the only thing I got my finger on. But no, the Oklahoma thing, well, obviously A2D is the one that broke that the other day with the post, so I was just like, wow, really? Like, went in, because it was literally 2 days after I heard about the Coastal Carolina thing. I'm like, what the hell is going on with
Coastal,
women now?
Coastal Carolina was the entire cheerleading team got suspended, right?
Indefinitely.
20 of them.
Like the
whole 20.
They just suspended the program.
There was 20 members on the team. They're all gone. Yeah,
Right.
The whole team.
Like we talked about at the start, it was not only prostitution for Coastal Carolina, it was buying beer for minors, alcohol for minors, and paying other students to do their homework, which I'm good with that. I've done that.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm not running from that. I put up a lot of fazuls for a couple classes. One was a public speaking. You believe that? I'm not a good public talker. Never been.
So how does somebody actually do public speaking for you?
A
Don't
buddy
you
of
kind of
mine-
have to appear and speak?
Yeah. So it was an off-location class, Okay, it wasn't on campus.
All right.
And my buddy of mine, Steve Shaw, wore like my old like Audubon warm up tees with like my name on it.
Right.
And he wore that and did the public speaking for me, got an A.
Wow.
Got an A. Because my first ever public speaking class, I tried winging it, my style. And it was like
No notes.
no notes. And I absolutely butchered my first no notes ever. And the professor, like after class when we're all sitting there, he goes, well, and he, I knew it was about me, but he's like, for anybody that's going to come here and waste my time or anybody else's time, you shouldn't come back. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to come back. And I was like
Just gonna
scared.
send my buddy.
I was scared of that, take the class from then on out. And then, whatever. So.
All right. So we're not putting it past you to pay a few fuzzles to have someone take your class.
No.
And that's fine. But this cheerleading thing, I mean, Sean, when you brought it up, I actually started looking into it a little bit, and I don't know how deep the whole thing goes at Oklahoma, or if it was on the up at Coastal Carolina. But I mean, I've seen stories about, I think it was Florida State cheerleaders basically did their own lingerie calendar and sold it to make money for tuition and parties and stuff like that. There was, I want to say it was Arizona or Arizona State, where they had cheerleaders that were basically doing porn and doing Skype chats and stuff like that to pay their tuition, stuff like that. And in every single instance, the defense was, we don't get the same scholarship as the basketball team or the football team, but we have to put in all the same time, all the same travel. We have to go to study hall. We have to do all the same stuff that the basketball team and the football team does. And, we get half the meal money and a third of the scholarship. So they're trying to justify the nude Skype chats and the porn and the calendars and everything like that by saying it's, like pointing to the equality thing. And I get that. Like, for me, I honestly, and I mean, I'm not trying to jump on like the PC bandwagon here, but if you're a cheerleader at like a major college, major conference school, and you're basically finishing up football season, you're going right into basketball, and you don't get an off season until baseball starts, and you're not getting a full ride, that's a problem.
Yeah, well, I agree. I mean, but I know I actually have a friend who's a male cheerleader.
Okay.
At Wilmington University. He's been
Tough to admit.
Competitive. I'm mad I didn't go his route. He lives in a house. It's him,
yep.
one guy, and 8 girls right now.
Real handsy in that house. Yep, that's right. Real handsy. You want me to lift you up? You need to get that top shelf. Get that cup out. Let me get you. Let me get you right up from behind.
But he's only at Wilmington, and he does not pay a dime.
Nice.
To go to school there, and the girls, I guess, I get to Mike's,
Robbie, that's Wichita State.
And to Mike's point, I mean, one way or another, these girls said we're getting a full ride.
They got it.
Yeah.
They got the full ride. They got ridden. Or they did the riding.
Or they're doing
any
the
way you
riding.
want to slice it. They rode. They got rode. Play a little. Just a
scholars.
tip.
Right, but I mean, then it also, I mean, was it 2-3 years ago you had the girl at Duke that went into porn and she almost got kicked out of school, and they said that, it was against her for, her was her First Amendment right for them to kick her out of school because of her chosen profession.
Yeah, she's a film student.
Yeah, she said she was doing it for, for the tuition, stuff like that. I mean, I don't know.
Nah, but I think the case in Oklahoma to the point
Your
where
daughter's telling you that? Like, I'm just going to bend over
Well,
tuition stuff.
let's bring it back to why we're talking about it on a sports show.
Like a Thanksgiving dinner, like, Daddy, tuition's a lot. I'm going to have to take a couple for the team.
some at the same time.
Couple shots to the face.
Oh, my God.
But, yeah, so we're talking about it because Coach Carolina had 20 girls, their whole team,
right.
their cheerleading team suspended for the prostitution ring. And then over the last few days,
Oklahoma.
Sooners, boyfriend, girlfriend, pimp, hoe.
That seemed
They
like
get smoked.
Boyfriend, member of the football team.
Defensive back.
Girlfriend or, work partner.
Yeah. Employee.
Was part of the cheerleading team.
And
so.
the daughter of the cheerleading coach.
Right, but
I
now-
will say that football player got some balls on him, though.
He does. But now the way
You see videos?
Hey, Dad.
but here's the thing: the way
Pops.
I understood the story, this whole thing was her idea,
Oh, wow.
and she basically needed him
Protection.
to provide the protection and the clientele.
When done and done.
Yeah, there you go. I mean,
Got like
Entrepreneurs.
72 guys in the locker room that, need to
Well, but
get some steam,
right,
take some steam off.
But then that leads into a bigger point: is see the entire University of Oklahoma football team paying out on this girl.
They're hammering it. I mean, think about how much ran through that. Sure, Mixon was in it. Maybe that's why Belichick's passing.
And
Bad
it all
judgment.
comes
Yeah.
full
Yeah, he said,
circle.
this guy's gonna hit this. We're out. We saw a picture of her. We've seen her, Joe. We're out. Boomer, Sooner, or we're out.
You clearly still make bad decisions.
You ain't got to go home.
Joe, we're more mad that you weren't her pimp. Like you went from smacking. Well, that's you resemble everything a pimp does. You got pimp tendencies. You throw your hands like that, pimp.
Hey, Joe, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here.
Like if I'm sitting
Yeah.
down, I'm like, listen, we heard stories coming out of Oklahoma that a football player and a cheerleader were running a little prostitution ring together. Joe,
Where the hell?
I got a
are you?
head scratcher here, Joe, because what were you doing? Joe, you didn't get involved,
Like,
Joe?
Joe, of all the shit you could have gotten involved in, you chose the worst of all of them.
That's what we were saying. Like, rank them out. Like, Reuben Foster with his little, like, getting sent home from the combine.
Do you know who I am?
Right. Mixon. Who did I say the other day?
You know what? I would have pulled the don't you know who I am
Tunsil.
too.
No question.
would've.
I'm a big you know who I am guy. I almost want to get pulled over in town just so I can, like, flash a business card and,
You're like,
and a wink and be like,
I get sent to your emergency room
Real talk.
from the combine.
real talk.
There's an NFL official checking me in so that the NFL league insurance covers my visit, and you're going to make me sit in the goddamn emergency room at a hospital in Indianapolis? I'd have pulled the don't you know who I am too.
I would have showed everything, all the credentials I have. My last ring I got, showing that. Show it all off. But that's the thing. So you rank them out. Like Tunsil, we talked about this the other day, and then we'll wrap it up. Tunsil dropped, what did he go, 13 or 14 last year
13,
in Miami?
the Eagles
It was
pick.
our pick, so it was 13. So he dropped 12 spots.
Mm-hmm.
Tunsil was the number one player in that draft. Better than Wentz, and in my opinion, will be better than Wentz. I'm sorry, but just in terms of
He's
like
a bookend left
yeah,
tackle.
they don't grow on trees. Not that quarterbacks do, but Tunsil's the guy. All right, and he dropped 12 spots from being the best player in that draft because of a gas mask. Well, if you're getting handsy, I mean, think about it. That's why I said the other day, I think this guy doesn't go to the fourth or the fifth. I'm serious. Maybe a team comes in on the third and goes a little high on him and takes that risk. But, like, from here in NFL execs say they want no parts, this guy isn't going to the fourth round. Now, could he go in the third or the second because teams always take chances in this league? Yeah, somebody's going to want to be the smartest guy in the room and think they can, in our culture, he'll be fine type deal. But there's got to be more to it. So if I think a guy like Tunsil dropped that much, Mixon's got to drop at least some rounds. I mean, he's getting handsy.
Yeah.
And then Reuben Foster, that's another guy you can make a case is one of the best talents in this draft. You can make a case that guy's a top 5 player, but he's dropping because of the combine. I don't need to see your shuttle time. Can you stick? Can you get in the gap and stick? Can you take on an offensive lineman, clog it up, and make a play?
Make a play.
That's what I need to do. Can you go side to side and make plays in the open field? That's what I need to see. I don't give a shit what you do with these things on and nothing else and your sack hanging out. I don't care. And can these guys please stop wearing just the tights? Nobody needs to see what they're rocking. This is why girls start the prostitution rings. They get excited about what these football players are rocking. And can I get paid for all that goodness?
Oh my God, I'm out.
I'm out on that one.
I'm out.
That's how the best
We're
of business
done.
finishes,
Yeah.
boy. That's how we close it. There was no notes on that either, guys. We're just sitting here talking prostitution for the people.
But nah, it'd almost be fitting, though.
For the
Mixon
prostitute,
dropped
by the
out.
prostitute.
You can be my bitch anytime you want.
Gator needs some walking around money. Gator's pants better be wearing Jimmy's. Tom.
Spot on, Mike
Hey, I'm
in the PM.
Tom Renaud, Michael Maddock, and Sean Redden. DJ Rob Pove on the ones and twos tonight. I'd like to thank all our sponsors. BMW Atlantic City, X17 at Parkway. Find them online, bmwatlanticcity.com. Gibson Mayer, LLC, our certified public accountant. Make him yours for all your tax needs, accounting needs. He handles it all. GibsonMayer.com. Soap Stash, the new soap standard. Find him on the web, soapstash.com, or find him right on Facebook, Soap Stash LLC. SportsOutletInc.com and ScanzanoSports.com if you want to rake like the big boys. Paolo, Michael Matarecki, Sean Redden, Rob Povia, AM in the PM on the Worldwide Leader or whatever the hell we want to say. Hence the prostitutes. We out.
Right.
Peace.
Get it.